Report of the New World Order, Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News Report. So, for the first time in U.S. history, the U.S. Senate has voted unanimously to approve a $2.2 trillion bailout package. That's a lot of fucking money. So let's not let all of these billions and hundreds of billions that have been thrown around by the government to desensitize us to how much money that is. That is a lot. Now, out of that money, $500 billion is actually going to be set aside for guaranteed loans for U.S. corporations. Similar to the bailout that happened in 2008 between Bush and Obama with the TARP plan, the bailout and all of that, whatever. So, it might spell disaster on that front. It might spell further centralization, further monopolizing of markets on that front. Nevertheless, there are some guarantees for us as the people. Unemployment benefits up to 100% for 4 months will be covered in unemployment benefits, and that's up to $75K a year. But for the first time, freelancers and U.S. gig economy workers will be covered. That is $221 billion in tax benefits for U.S. companies. That is $150 billion actually put towards state and city municipalities. $117 billion set aside for hospitals and veterans health care, and you are talking about $300 billion that will be for direct cash payments to U.S. citizens, including a one-time payment of $1,200 per adult and $500 per child. So we'll see what this turns out. It might be some corruption lurking though. Let's keep it a stack, man. That's a lot of fucking money getting shifted around. And who's gonna monitor it? Well, they have an inspector general set aside for this, but it might be like Trump said, he'll monitor it. You know what I'm saying? We know what that crooked motherfucker and his camp is all about. Green War and graduation though. Everybody stay woke, man. The New World Order, Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News Report. So shit is getting real in New York, where they feel like the surge in COVID-19 coronavirus cases are actually comparable to that of Italy, Spain, and where it all started in China, where there are right now 366 people deceased due to the COVID-19, 33,000 cases in total, and the number is believed to be a lot higher, but unknown due to the severe lack of testing, which is completely irresponsible considering that places like LA and New York are like huge transportation hubs for the entire planet. No reason why there should be shortages of tests in these densely populated areas. Nevertheless, you have over 4,000 people that are hospitalized due to this virus. Just 13 people in the last 24 hours actually died at Elmhurst Hospital Center in Queens, New York. And you also have a leaked document showing that all 1,800 intensive care hospital beds are expected to be packed out by this Friday. So everybody hold on, shit is about to get rocky, man. We'll see how this turns out. Green War and graduation. The Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News Report. So the virus is still increasing exponentially. So even though that it's understood that like 7,000 or so people die every day in the U.S., right now the death toll for the United States and with this COVID-19 is over 1,000. There was a surge of 13,000 infections yesterday throughout the country, bringing the total to over 68,000 infections. And obviously we think the number's a lot higher because there's not a lot of testing going on. Nevertheless, over in Louisiana, they saw their largest one-day surge, bringing their total of deceased to 65 due to COVID-19, and total number of infections to nearly 2,000. Mississippi, Governor Tate Reeves actually said that they're called an emergency stay-at-home order, saying that Mississippi will never be China. There's a reported at least one coronavirus case in 140 nursing homes throughout the country. You have the Department of Defense ceasing all troop activity. 415 Department of Defense employees have actually tested positive for coronavirus, and Attorney General William Barr ordered federal prosecutors to charge anybody deliberately spreading the virus or even threatening to with terrorism. Green War and graduation. The New World Order, Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News Report. More on how the U.S. is actually reacting to this COVID-19 coronavirus disease spread. You have Amazon that actually has workers in 8 different warehouses throughout the country testing positive for COVID-19. Nevertheless, they are still going to keep their fulfillment centers open to process this crazy amount of orders that they're receiving. Now that people home and ain't got nothing to do but order and buy shit. Nevertheless, over in Pittsburgh, you had hundreds of sanitation workers actually going on strike, wildcat strike, calling for more protection when they're working, whatever. They're not trying to catch that Rona. Then you also have famed Tony Award-winning playwright Terrence McNally, that actually died 81 years old in Florida from the virus. This is an openly gay man that has a lot of acclaimed work. The first Indian born and raised chef to head a major restaurant in New York City, Cardo's. He worked at the Tabla restaurant. He actually died from the virus. And Jenny Polanco in the Dominican Republic. This is a fashion designer. She died. She was a regular at Miami Fashion Week. So there you have it. Green War on graduation. What other new world, the Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Files News Report. So you have World Health Organization officials that are urging leaders around the world to like take precautions regarding this coronavirus, since the total number of infected around the world is nearing 500,000, which compared to the global population is not a lot, but it's still alarming. Nevertheless, you have over in Spain, you have 738 new deaths from the coronavirus case. Their death toll has actually topped that of China, with they now stand over at 3,600. Over 3,600 people have died in Spain from coronavirus COVID-19. Over in Italy, their death toll has actually surpassed 7,500. But for the fourth day in a row, apparently, the number of new cases has actually dropped. So, they feel like the lockdown is actually flattening out the curve of new cases. And in China, the Hubei province, all of the cities have actually had their lockdown lifted, except for in Wuhan. But Hubei province that's where Wuhan is. That's the epicenter of the virus. But people feel like, people are still catching new cases over there. So they feel like there's going to be a surge of new cases. But we'll see how this turns out. Green War on graduation. The new world, the Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Files News Report. So over in India, I told y'all that they had a nationwide lockdown. That's 1.3 billion people. That's a lot of motherfuckers, man, to be locking down. Nevertheless, there's videos showing that the police enforcing this lockdown, they beat motherfuckers that's violating curfews and forcing them to do push-ups and squats and all types of shit like that. The transportation system is actually canceled. Bus and trains were canceled, so that created a crisis for a lot of migrants that are trapped in these big cities. There's like food shortages and hoarding and medical supply shortages, so it's like going crazy over there. Over in Kosovo, actually, Prime Minister Albin Kurti was actually ousted due to his refusal to announce a state of emergency for this COVID-19 spread. So he was voted out by the parliament there. Nevertheless, over in Chile, over 1,000 confirmed cases, but they're going into a nationwide lockdown in big parts of Santiago, which is the capital. All of the protests for getting Sebastian Piñera, the prime minister, out of the president, out of his position have kind of like ceased. And in Sweden, Greta Thunberg, the teenage climate activist or whatever, she actually says that she most likely had it, but I don't think she knows for sure. And then she said her father also had some like very more severe symptoms. She felt like she had just like got over a little illness or whatever. But that's what's happening, y'all. Green War on graduation. The new world, the Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Files News Report. So Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern of New Zealand, she actually ordered her 5 million residents to basically stay at home. An emergency stay-at-home order, and with the simple instruction of act like you have COVID-19. Essentially, if you're questioning how you should be moving about, or whatever, just act like you have it. Nevertheless, this came on the same day that the person that had shot up those 2 mosques last year that killed 51 Muslim worshippers, that white supremacist, actually had pleaded guilty to those terrorist charges. So, but they're going to suspend the sentencing of this person until after the COVID-19 frenzy basically quells. So we'll see how that turns out. Green War on graduation. The new world, the Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Files News Report, man. Make sure you check out my mixtape, man, at @still_I grind. Still I grind is the album that's on the way, but the mixtape is actually, you can find on Instagram. You see the post of me with bars that never touch paper, spazzing on other people's beats, giving y'all poetry, giving y'all me, man, and giving y'all comedy and all of that shit, fly shit. cool shit. And it's a link in the bio that'll take you to the YouTube video where you can watch it straight through. 24-minute runtime of straight heat, man. Make sure you check that out. Album on the way. And you can get paraphernalia like this at blackfoxnews.com/shop, man. And get yourself some other stuff too. Support the channel, support the movement, man. Support me, man. I fuck with y'all, y'all fuck with me. Now check this out. Now, a federal judge yesterday actually ruled that the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers violated the National Environmental Policy Act when they okayed and permitted the Dakota Access Pipeline being built, because they failed to address any of the Standing Rock Sioux Nation, this is an indigenous tribe, any of their concerns about like oil spills and the impact on the environment. So they're ordering them to actually basically present a whole, environmental statement and review on the matter. So that the building of that is going to be, and the operation of that is going to be halted. It's looked at as like a victory for environmentalists and water conservationists. So we'll see how this turns out. Green War on Graduation. The New World, though, the Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News Report. So Bernie Sanders has actually challenged Joe Biden to another debate, 12th and final debate next month. But Joe Biden is like, I'm not really down for that. I think we've had enough debates. He's focused on dealing with the spread of this virus. But what he needs to be focused on is this report that The Intercept actually put out that basically has shown that there's a sexual assault allegation brought up against him. There's a woman by the name of Tabby Reed who, when she was in her mid-20s in 1993, says that Joe Biden frequently touched her and sexually assaulted her. While she was telling a journalist, Katie Halper, about the story, like basically, went up her skirt and penetrated her or whatever. Me personally, I don't know how that happens without, some sort of alarm or anything like that. But nevertheless, that's the story that was told. But the Time's Up Legal Defense Fund, which is actually set aside to help the Me Too movement and, create funds for sexual assault victims, they actually are refusing to take on the case, saying that because Biden's running for a federal office, it could jeopardize their nonprofit status. But The Intercept has reported that the public relations firm SKD Knickerbocker actually is the managing director. Anita Dunn is actually a top aide in Joe Biden's presidential campaign. So I wonder if that has something to do with it. Nevertheless, it should be shaken up. I don't know. Let me know what y'all think about that. Green War on Graduation.